What's up, everybody? Really appreciate you all for being part of this thing. And I get it. A lot of people are on the fence with this defense, especially the opportunity to have either Malik Hooker opposed to the Damontae Kazee. And I'm not saying that this should be a battle of a battle. I think that far as the contract situation and the medical clearance, it could be that, hell, Malik Hooker didn't pass his medical clearance. Or they could be still riding the fence on whether or not they're going to bring him back because of his medicals. It could be the situation. Now, we're not going to go back and forth of who's better and who will be better. Look, the philosophy as the safety, the last line of defense, make sure that everything is in front of you. Make sure that you got everything in front of you and make sure that nobody get behind you. Those are the core principles, whether it's 4-3, 3-4, cover 3, whatever it may be, single high, look, cover 2, quads. You don't want to get nobody behind you. And that's the situation that the Cowboys had issues with last year, having those few plays as relates to a wide receiver, tight end getting behind the defense. And we're saying, for God Almighty, we're saying that we can see the back end of the free safeties number. And that you don't supposed to see that, basically. All right, so when we talk about what other moves the Cowboys can make, there will be some guys that the Cowboys should entertain. J-Run Reed, right before the draft, I know the KJ Wright situation, a lot of people look at that and will say to themselves, yeah, that would be a wonderful situation, right? Somebody that's already ingrained with the system, already knowing the system, and will feel right in and can implement his knowledge to everyone else. We can say, yes, that's a valuable situation. And we can look into this draft. And we can say, okay, there's some kids out there that we can bring in. Zaven Collins, right? JOK, the Michael Parson kid. The list goes on. Chad Surratt. I like a lot of linebackers. Pete Warner. A lot of linebackers that's in this draft that can help aid this particular team. But we got to stay true to the principles. What are the principles, Law? Front 4, the interior. Let me repeat, front 4 in the interior. Defense, when it's won and lost, it's down in the trenches. And it will help out the linebackers. It would also help out the safety, and it can help out the actual guys that's on the outside of the edges there. And I'm talking about the cornerbacks. I think the scrappy kid, Jordan Lewis, if he can stop holding, I think he can give us some outside corner action, right? I think that Joe Witt Jr., he's going to look at everything, and he probably see, that kid rookie year, he played on the field side. He was pretty good. Not the greatest thing since sliced bread, but he might see something out of him. Oh, the Reggie Robinson. And this defensive back class as relates to the safety and cornerback in this 2021, that is deep. Not saying that you go out there and you pick somebody in the first round, but it's deep. Even if you do not go the cornerback direction, it's not like, let's be real, it's not like that Patrick Surtain is light years ahead of all of the other cornerbacks that's out there, right? One can argue that J.C. Horn is better, and I believe that's my cornerback 1. And a lot of teams got him in the top, 15, 16, 17, 18-ish slot. So we can will and deal this situation. Still, look, philosophy, best player available, right? Best player available. And then you can still get this kid on your team. I want you guys to understand this part of it, though. I really do. Just hear me out, Cowboy Nation. Hear me out. If they can just take their time, remember the free agency is supposed to help aid this situation. It's not the end-all, be-all to the situation. The free agency is supposed to be implemented so that now when you're going into the draft, you don't have to stop all that you're doing right? And say, okay, I need to go out there and get this, get that. No, you still grab the person that you want out of the draft, especially BPA. But now you can look at it with a clearer mind, and you don't have to necessarily reach and say, "Oh man, we need this. We need." No, 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 no. Now you can just sit back, grab your cup of coffee, and go get the best player available. And when you did all of your homework, you can say, all right, cool. Who do we have now on our roster? We got a Neal, who's going to be converted as a will linebacker or outside linebacker. And we have the aspect of a Kazee, who got range. He's not the best thumper in life, but at least he had the mentality to do so. And you have Donovan Wilson. Those are our interiors of the defensive back. Donovan Wilson, Kazee, as well as Neal and a J-Ron Curse or what have you. And we're not, we're not sitting here saying that these guys will be the end-all be-all, but that is just the core right now. They can still go into this draft. Look, close your eyes and imagine they can still get a Richie Grant. They still have the possibilities to get a Trayvon Moore-Rich, right? Paris Ford. It's a long list of guys that we can just go out there and bring in slowly. We can bring in Wiggins. You can bring in a Cisco kid. And now you're not expecting these kids to be starters, but they can slide their way in, learn the system, and these sorts of things. See how I'm talking, Cowboy Nation? So let's not go back and forth. Now, Malik Hooker, he's not all the way off the hook. They still may be saying, okay, we need these things to come back. We need a second opinion about this. We need a third opinion about that. That could be absolutely happening right now as we speak. It flat out can. I'm not going to get out here and say, well, the Cowboys are 1,000% not interested. They didn't like none of the stuff that he had to do or had to say. They probably did a drill side by side. And this is me only with the speculation for the nation. They probably did a drill side by side. Looked at one end of the tape and said, okay, this is what Kazee did. Okay, let's see what Hooker did. Okay, Kazee probably did a little bit better than Hooker at this point. But hey, let's still keep our open minds on the Hooker situation, because we really still like to have him on this team. Let's think this out. Let's sit back. Let's see how this thing goes. Let's see if anybody else want to jump to this bait. Do we offer him this or do we offer him that? It would be foolish and unwise for them not to go through all of those things, right? That's how negotiation works, right? So also within the confines of that, the KJ Wrights or any of the other linebackers. I'm just sitting out here saying, man, I like KJ. I like the other linebackers, but I want to get my dog Francis Bernard some more chances and opportunity, right? He showcased some things out there. I want to see him just a little bit more out there on the field. I do. And keep in mind, I know that Malcolm Butler went to another team, right? And Richard Sherman, he's entertaining the Rams or what have you. But I'm still thinking that the Cowboys, before they get into this draft, they need to figure this cornerback situation out and bring in one of those old brooms that can get those corners. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? They do, Cowboy Nation. And I'm not saying that, hey, we're doomed if we don't, right? I'm just saying that they really need to do some more homework and bringing in somebody that been here before, because Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, yeah, they can do it, but I still want something else. And shout out to Maurice Kennedy. Somebody can say, hey, man, that's enough, Law. Let's just go in and get this Patrick Surtain or get this J.C. Horn or get a Caleb Farley, however they do, and we'll see how we can rock out with that. It could be the situation. That's been my time, Cowboy Nation. I really thank you all for yours. Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns down below. Hit that notification bell. Yeah, I know I go live in different time frames, and I'm on multiple platforms. Check me out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, both channels, Law Nation. Let's continue to grind and shine. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. We out. I love y'all. Let's go. Peace.